All right, get ready for this one. We're going to break down this absolutely wild story about a mother who kept a huge, life-changing secret from her son for decades. And it all comes to a head when she decides to put his new, very wealthy in-laws to the test. And trust me, the results are, well, they're explosive. So this is the opening line from our narrator, Ara. And right away you can just feel it, can't you? This is not your average awkward family dinner. Nope, this is a mission, a setup, and that last part. Trust me, they deserved it. Oof, you just have to know, what did these people do? Okay, so let's set the scene for this test of character. We're introduced to our main character, Ara, but we see her through the eyes of her son, Marcus. And to him, she's just mom. You know, a simple, hardworking woman who's lived a pretty modest life. Or so he thinks. The reality, as you're about to see, is something else entirely. And here it is. This is the big secret. The massive gap between perception and reality. Her son sees a secretary, maybe someone who needs a little help. But the truth? Afara is a senior executive, a regional director pulling in, get this, $40,000 a month. Just wow. And she kept this all under wraps for a really powerful reason. She didn't want him to be an heir. She wanted him to be his own person, someone who valued hard work. So what's the spark that lights this whole powder keg? It's a dinner invitation. Marcus calls her up and he's super nervous about her meeting his wealthy in-laws, Veronica and Franklin, for the first time. You can just hear it in his voice, right? He's worried his simple mom is going to embarrass him. And that's the moment Ayara thinks, okay, you want a poor woman? I'll give you a poor woman. And she doesn't just phone it in. Oh no, she goes all in on this disguise. It's a total transformation. We're talking a wrinkled dress from a thrift store, old scuffed up shoes, a faded bag, no jewelry. She even changes her posture, her whole vibe to seem timid and naive. Every single piece is part of the plan, a carefully laid trap to see who these people really are. All right, so now we get to the dinner. And let me tell you, it turns into a masterclass in condescension almost immediately. Ahara shows up, playing her role to perfection, and it doesn't take long for the in-laws to start their little campaign of looking down on her. Veronica, the mother-in-law, throws the first punch. And it's one of those sugary sweet, passive-aggressive comments. Do you need help with the menu, she asks, basically saying, you've clearly never been somewhere this nice and you're probably broke. It's not an offer of help, it's a power play, plain and simple. And then the questions just get more and more invasive, you know? They're dripping with this fake pity. Veronica starts painting this picture of Ara as this poor, lonely old woman who can barely make ends meet. She's just digging and digging, trying to find out just how low Ara is on the social ladder, all with this phony smile on her face. But this is what Ara later calls the subtle but deadly blow. Veronica says something like, "Oh, you're so brave. We all do what we can for our children." And the subtext is just screaming, you failed. You couldn't give your son what we gave our daughter. I mean, what a low blow. It's so personal, so designed to hurt. And then comes the final insult, the moment they show their true colors. They literally offer to pay her off. They frame it as charity, offering her a monthly allowance, but only if she agrees to basically stay away from her son and his new fancy life. They see her as an embarrassment they can just buy off. And that's it. That's the line. Ara has all the evidence she needs. The test is officially over. And now, the performance is done. The power in that room is about to shift so hard, it's going to give everyone whiplash. You see, here was their big mistake. Their arrogance completely blinded them. They spent the whole night judging a book by its cover, making all these assumptions based on a thrift store dress. They had absolutely no idea who they were dealing with. So Ara starts her counterattack. She calmly asks them, "So how much is this generous allowance you're offering?" They throw out a number, maybe $700. And then she drops the first bomb. She tells them her salary is $40,000 a month. Can you just imagine the silence? You could hear a pin drop. But she's not done, not even close. She then lays out her entire life story for them. And it's a story of pure grit. She started at the absolute bottom, a secretary, raising her son all by herself, studying at night. She clawed her way up, promotion by promotion, for 40 years. This wasn't family money, this was earned. And just to put an exclamation point on the whole thing, she gives them a number. Over her entire career, her gross income was somewhere in the ballpark of $10 million. And that doesn't even touch her investments or bonuses. That number just hangs there in the air and completely shatters their entire worldview. So her son, Marcus, is just in total shock. He asks her, "Mom, why? Why did you never tell me?" And her answer is just so powerful. She tells him, "I wanted you to grow up valuing effort, not money. I wanted you to become a person, not just an heir." Wow. She did it all for him. Okay, so what's the fallout from all this? Well, with the truth out, the tables don't just turn. They get flipped over in this amazing, beautiful moment of pure karma. You're gonna love this. The check for the fancy dinner arrives. Franklin, the oh-so-wealthy father-in-law, puffs out his chest and slaps down his fancy gold credit card. And it's declined. He gets flustered, tries another one. Declined. Again. The guy who spent the whole night acting like a big shot is suddenly, publicly, humiliatingly broke. And that's when Ara swoops in for the kill. She calmly takes out her wallet and pulls out her card. But it's not just any card, it's the legendary Amex Black Card. You know, the Centurion, the one you can't even apply for. They have to invite you. It's the ultimate status symbol, and it says everything she needs to say without speaking a single word. And her final move is just perfect. She offers him a backup card to pay, but his pride is too wounded, so she just leaves it on the table and tells him to keep it as a souvenir. A little reminder that things aren't always what they seem. Ouch. So the aftermath is huge for everyone. Marcus is just reeling, full of guilt, but also this brand new, profound respect for his mom. His wife, Simone, is totally ashamed of her parents and begs Adara for forgiveness. And Veronica and Franklin? They're just left defeated, their whole sense of superiority completely destroyed. It forces Marcus and Simone to realize they have to set some serious boundaries with her parents from now on. So, when you boil it all down, what's the real takeaway here? I mean, it's about so much more than just a dramatic dinner. The real point of the story is about what wealth actually is. What does it really mean? And it really comes down to these two different definitions of wealth. For the in-laws, wealth was all about stuff you can see, right? Bank accounts, property, luxury goods, things they used to feel powerful and control people. But for Ara, her wealth was something totally different. It was internal. It was dignity, freedom, honesty, peace, the stuff that money can't buy. And that's the question the story leaves us with. And it's a big one. It kind of forces you to think, what do you value? What's the foundation you're building your life on? Is it just the numbers in your bank account? Or is it the strength of your character? What is your true inheritance?